everybody, and welcome back to our video series on building digital experiences. So we've got a white paper you can access from our website, and in these videos, we're talking about all the criteria that we elaborate on in that white paper. So today, we're going to talk about why it's important to choose a platform that allows for a lot of flexibility. Now, that's a pretty big term, and when we think about what it means to have a flexible digital experience platform, there's a few things that come to mind. So one, you want to make sure that the experience itself is flexible, that you can build whatever your heart desires within reason and practicality and whatnot. And so a good platform won't hem you in. It won't restrict the design capabilities. It will also allow you to connect to any other part of your tech stack. So it won't restrict and be limited in that sense to the functionality or what else it can connect to. And it will be flexible for your business to operate it so that users can get in there and use it efficiently, effectively in different ways, depending on their roles and their function and their sort of access needs. So those are the three kind of fundamental things when I think of flexibility. How does that resonate with you, Stephen?
Yeah, absolutely. So when we're talking like you have it out there, the technical functionality, it really depends on the size of your business. As you grow and you're looking at large and enterprise, you always hear the omni-channel approach. And that typically today means a lot of headless technology, or what you call that mock principle, microservice, API, true cloud, true headless.
You want to be able to push your content out to other places as well.
Correct.
I was thinking of it sort of from the inbound perspective, but that's a really good point.
Yeah, so it does go both ways. The problem with that, though, when we're talking about it could be too flexible. So if you're an organization that's just really, you're on the cusp. If you're not doing anything outside of, say, just simple websites, if you're not, using other digital methods of reaching your customer base, sometimes you just have to be careful about how much flexibility is being, because most of the software is just, they're going to be way further along than you are. So that's kind of the technical. When we're talking about the design, there really is kind of both sides of that spectrum. You can have where you want the ability to just go out and find themes. Yeah. Right. So if you're using something like Jamstack, for instance, now I can use whatever themes on the market from ThemeForce. It doesn't matter where you're going. You can find themes and customize those themes. That might be a good direction for you. Or the other way is you got to look at the framework and say, how easy is it for the team that's building it to create what they want? Right. And if it's not,
I think themes can be good because they do provide sort of quick access and they're flexible and you can change them easily, but then they can be restrictive in that if you don't like something, you might be stuck with that particular.
Absolutely. So it really depends on your business model. And then when we talk about content, that's content is king. For the flexibility side, that's where I'm really looking at two pieces. One, the out-of-box components that come with that solution. Do they match your requirement? Everybody's different. If you're someone that, you drive a lot of events, right? Some solutions have really good out-of-box functionality. Some solutions do market segmentation, funnel marketing, drip marketing much better. Yeah. But
I was just going to say, wow, you mentioned events, and we have a few event-based companies on our roster, and they were struggling during the pandemic because they did not have a platform that let them flexibly adapt to new different event types.
Correct. And I would say that's the other side of the coin, right? If you are looking at solutions, going back to the point of looking at the digital agencies that you're working with, that they match the way that you want your content. They can describe how your content, the way that you see it, and you're on the same page because they may know out-of-box solutions, widgets, controllers, whatever it might be, to actually get it done instead of having to just completely customize.
So I suppose there's flexibility in terms of what I was saying initially, the ability to adapt and customize to your heart's content.
Correct.
But then there's flexibility in terms of, well, maybe if you don't want that kind of experience, at least it gives you lots of different building blocks to choose from in order to flexibly build your experience.
Absolutely.
There you go. All right, awesome. So make sure you have a flexible digital experience platform. Thanks, everybody.
Take care.